Welcome to another episode of Elevated Conversations
Hey.
with your host.
I'm Tyranny.
And I'm Evelyn, and we are your new advisory board.
Advisory board is brand new to me.
It's brand new. It might be brand new to you.
Is it brand new to you? Leave below the comments.
Because an advisory board are the folks that you put on your board that you go to when you need to get questions answered.
That's a great thing.
Yeah, your advisory board, it changes, right? Like when you had a kid, you had some people you called for advice.
I think so.
And maybe when you launched Marketing Kings or Winky Ding Dog, you had other folks that you called particularly for that.
I use a lot of Google
Yep.
as an advisory board. We talked about that earlier.
Yep.
Just meeting like-minded individuals like myself, and that made me comfortable to proceed to what I wanted to do with my brands.
And so that's what I want us to be for the folks who are listening, because I realize I'm newer to this than you are. So on this entrepreneurial journey, it has truly been helpful for me to stop thinking that I can do this all on my own and start leaning on the people who've already done it.
That's a beautiful thing. I've never heard you speak like that. That's dope. I think you've learned something in the last 2 weeks.
I did not learn that in the last 2 weeks.
I'm just saying, like, I've seen you bugged out, and now it's like, yo, you're real calm today. I like it. This is different. I'm just different.
It is.
It's different.
I had some highlights this week. We'll get to that.
Hey, now your whole Renge Kill must have worked.
Your whole Renge Kill.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Y'all don't know about
Welcome to Elevated Conversations. I'm your host, Tyranny.
And I'm Evelyn. And
we're together here at Elevated Conversations.
With a new episode. And today we are talking about decreasing the time between idea and execution. But before we get into the episode, I want to first do check in with you.
Check in.
Yeah. And let me know.
How you doing?
You just said I'm doing better.
How are you, though?
I'm good.
What makes you better now than 2 weeks ago? Because now you seem very, you're calm.
I really realized that my breakdown, because I was having a moment, my breakdown was I was overwhelmed.
Right.
And I wasn't taking time to be quiet.
Mm.
And so for the last 2 weeks, I have answered less phone calls. I have prepared more meals for myself. I took 2 spa days, and my Mondays now are slow flow Mondays.
Would you say you rejuvenated yourself?
I would say I started feeding myself.
That's that's great. You started feeding yourself.
Yeah, because I need quiet time. I feed off quiet time. And I think in the chaos of business and personal life, I was doing a lot of running and yabbing and going. And for the last 2 weeks, I just been on some real it's quiet.
I think it's beautiful because I think we switch roles.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah, you're a little overwhelmed today.
I don't know if it's called overwhelmed. I necessarily don't never get overwhelmed, but I get irritated.
Yeah.
And when I get irritated, things don't flow as fluid as they should be. But with your new vibe, I mean, sometimes I'm a vibe person, so when I step into something, and I might have an attitude or a difference of who I am today, then I can feed off of what your energy is going through. Because dealing with you last week was
Listen, I also started taking St. John Wort supplements. They're supposed to make you happy. So I don't know if it was the spa day.
John Wort.
Yeah. It's like a vitamin supplement.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
I don't know if it was a spa day or the vitamins.
I think it's whatever that got you this way, I think it all helps.
And my Jesus music. Yeah.
I love your process of elimination of bullshit.
Yes. It came together.
And so, that's a beautiful thing. So
what were your highlights this week? Highlights and lowlights.
Highlights, as you know, the Winky Dinky franchise is growing to number 2. I'm excited about that. What else?
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be nuts up. Excuse me, my phone.
Oh, I love a good hot dog.
My son just called. Hey son, I'm doing a podcast, a live podcast. Can I call you back? Say hi. Say hi to everybody. That's my successful son at 6'10", playing basketball. I love you. All right, peace.
He's on the advisory board too.
Shit. He just called and said, Pops, can I get some more money?
Yes, you can.
Yes, this is why. This is why. See, you give the kids everything. She gives the kids everything.
You're supposed to give the kids everything.
We have 2 kids and they get everything. That's why I'm bugged out. That's why my skin feel like it's cracking right now.
But that's what you're supposed to do.
I need to go on the spa day.
So your yes, you do.
My highlight is that I'm figuring out how to be a better person, how not to hold things in, or when something is something that you want may not give you the vibe that you need to keep going, like my work or my brand or this brand or this person, then I tend to get quiet. And that's just me processing. And some people can call that anger, but I'm processing on how to deal with the situation so I can come back and be tyranny happy.
Quiet is good.
Yeah, quiet is good. I'm not used to quiet. Sometimes I find myself in the levels of volume. Mm-hmm. If you understand what that means, the levels of volume meaning that I can be on 10.
Yeah.
And remain on 10 and it's very quiet. Mm-hmm. And so some people have that type of lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? So if you have that lifestyle, you know what I mean, do understand that things do change. Evelyn has changed. She's evolved to the next level and I'm very, very excited and happy for you to see you clear.
And that's not to say that this is not ebbs and flows, right?
It's not what?
That it won't go like this.
Oh, for sure.
I might be an angry bird in 2 weeks.
Oh, we don't.
But nonetheless,
we don't need that. No, Linda. You know what I'm saying?
I got a little angry bird vibe. It lives in there. But I thrive in quiet time, and I think that's why I like to work between the hours of 10 and 2 because not only is my home quiet, but like the world is quiet. Right. And there's nothing pulling or tugging, and it's just me and my laptop, and we're in it to win it. Right. From 10 to 2.
That's beautiful. We're on different schedules. Yeah. Because I'm usually bugging you at between 10
and 2.
And then between the daytime, I'm like running around like a runaway slave. But, you know, I think, one of the good things that I'm happy about, Marketing Kings is getting back in this groove.
Woohoo. What
new contract, new contracts. I got 2 in the works, you know, $250,000. So I'm happy about that. They're great contracts. So hopefully, God willing, that we'll be able to execute that. And so I can feed people, you know what I mean? The WDDS investment group, restaurant group is improving. We're putting out 4 new contracts. So 2 new restaurants within the first 16 months is not bad.
No, that's amazing.
Sometimes I got to stop and smell the roses.
That's what I did this week. I smelled some roses. Okay, well, that was a good week.
Yeah, it was a very good week.
Anything piss you off? Any lowlights? We could not always.
I don't know if I want to talk about that on camera. One?
Just one.
You know what? I've told myself over and over again, I'm not going to allow anyone to be a Debbie Downer on what I think greatness is about. I think that if I offer greatness, then I can't expect that energy to come back the same way. So my expectation of people had to change. Mm-hmm. And so I had to learn that. And usually because I'm so happy and so bubbly and so like, we need to push harder. When people don't push like me, then I get frustrated. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed that I get frustrated when everybody who I know is not pushing as hard as me. Then why am I the one
doing it all?
Doing this? I guess that's the reason why we're successful. Some people are not. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So the consistency of who I am, but the evolving of who I am, just as a person, not just the business of tyranny, but tyranny, tyranny is and what tyranny is able to conquer, and learning from somebody who can go up and down. All of a sudden, I'm witnessing calmness. I'm like, wow. So, yeah, I'm learning. I want to learn. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better lover. I want to be a better human, a better business brand. I don't want to go through things where I'm like, fire that person. I'm so sick of doing that when I want to teach somebody. So sometimes that's a frustration. You know what I mean? Because if you let go of the army, there is no team.
Yeah, but I let go of expectations of people in the recent.
Yeah.
I not only have I let go of expectations of others, I have found a lot of freedom in this space of no one having expectations of me. And I'm not saying like my kid or my business, there's still expectations on me, but not having to, at this moment in my life, answer to anyone directly and to do things at my pace, in my lane. And that has given me another piece of like joy and freedom
Yeah.
of like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't check in. I ain't like, it's just, nonetheless, that's freedom.
That's freedom.
That's freedom. Our highs and our lows.
Yeah.
This week.
That's
Two
the highs.
entrepreneurs in Oakland.
You just keep pushing, man. So everything is not going to be what you want it to be. And I learned that. Everything is not going to be what you want it to be. Not someone, not something, not a business, not an employee, a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Sometimes you just have to just accept
its own.
who that person is
And
grow from there.
Yeah.
Grow from there.
Let them do what they want to do so that you can see what they'd rather be doing.
Right.
And that's the same with a business, right? Like, let it do what it's doing. And then you can adjust and plug and play where you need to. So I'm glad you had a good week. I'm glad
I had a great week.
Art, things happened this week. So
yeah, I did sell 2 pieces of art. That was great. Big shout out to Kansas City.
Big shout out to Kansas City because we also learned how to do freight shipping because of those art pieces. You'll learn in the midst, and we'll talk about that later as one of the 5 reasons why you shouldn't wait to pull the trigger on launching or starting that idea, executing that idea, because you literally learn in the midst. Because you've been selling art, but we're just learning how to freight ship.
Yeah,
and
that's
so now the next
at the
time,
size of art that we have. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
So the next time it happens, boom, we already know how to do it. So we're learning as we play.
It's time to get an agent.
Okay.
So that's my next step.
Great. Because my next question is, why do we wait? Any ideas? You have any ideas on why people don't act on their idea immediately? Why haven't you got an agent?
I think I've never knew I needed an agent. I think now that I'm an art symposium and an artist, I need to have other people speak, not just on my behalf, but just speak about the brand itself. And it'll sell itself and it'll get a further reach, you know what I'm saying? So there are some people who have reached out and said, hey, I love your artwork. I love who you are. I love your story. Let's see if we can do a show in New York. Let's do, Houston. Let's do LA. So that's on the table. I have 3 locations that I'm interested in doing shows at and taking the Tierney Allen Gallery into another level and really working with people like-minded like yourself, really just moving the platform, you know what I'm saying? Because it's paid for. And when it's paid for, you know, what are we stressing about?
You know,
I'm not.
Something to stress about.
Yeah, you'll find something. You'll find something to stress about.
I'm going to find something to stress about. But what we won't stress about when it's time to do those shows is how the artist getting there, because we figured that out.
Yeah, I think step by step. I think one step, one thing goes in front of the other. You know what I mean? So as long as you're moving and you're going to the beat, I think on the first episode I told people like I moved to the music, I moved to the beat. When the music stops, or I'm not getting a certain vibe that I need from my brands or an individual, then sometimes I can get frustrated. And I get frustrated to some of the fact that I need that interaction. I need it. I need to paint. I need Winky Dinky Dog to be successful. I need a worker to be the best that they need to be. You know what I'm saying? I need my relationship. I need that feeling of satisfaction. What is your mode of satisfaction like? Some people just, quietness means, sometimes quietness for me can mean you've given up or you don't want that to happen anymore. For me, I work so hard to always have that rhythm. And when the rhythm is started, then I'm moving that rhythm. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
That's me at my best.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't operate like. Some people need quiet.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, and I don't operate well in quiet.
Oh, I have like a sensitivity to noise in general.
Right.
So like turn the TV down. Actually don't turn it on. Actually be quiet.
Right.
Actually, if I'm outside for longer than 4 or 5 hours with people, when I come home, my decompress is at least an hour and a half, like of silence in the house. And I know that's off-putting for people. But you can ask anybody that I've ever been with. It's like, this lady needs quiet time. And I'll say this, because I think you guys know I've been to prison. I think that's where it started.
Quiet time.
Quiet time.
Well, you're forced to give quiet time.
And I used to say, when I go home, I'm going to be so like traumatized, and I'm going to tell everybody to be quiet. And it came to be the truth.
You told me to be quiet the other day.
Please.
I called you. I was like, get out of there. You were like, you gave me that frown. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Why am I yelling? I remember that. I thought that was dope.
Exactly. And so it's sometimes off-putting, but in feeling good about no one having expectations on me right now, like I feel okay saying, shh, be quiet. Because otherwise you would just let the noise keep coming because you want to please others. And I've given up on that in the last few.
What? Pleasing others?
Yeah.
No. Not me. You can't.
I did.
How?
Gave up, throwing the towel. Because
how do you give up of pleasing others?
Because there's one thing with pleasing others.
Yes.
I'll say this about my neighbors, because I just told one of the neighbors who's upset at my dog barking, like, I am not going to minimize my life so that you can live yours to the fullest.
True.
And so if living your life to the fullest means you got to be loud,
right,
that means me pleasing you would allow you to be loud.
Facts.
But that's me minimizing what I need. And so I'm not saying I'm not going to please people, because I inherently am. I'm hospitality for the last 20 years. I know how to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to silence what I need. And so,
as an individual, it's important to understand what you need for your own gratification, for your own calmness.
I think I just learned that at 40.
Yeah.
I
don't. At 50 plus, I don't know. I mean, sometimes when I just don't know, that frustrates me. And so I need that moment. I need that moment of clarity.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like, I listen to a bunch of Jay-Z and I'm like, oh shit. Or, you know what I mean? I'm listening to certain people who can motivate me, like, you know, to see you happy and accepting is a motivating.
Who do you listen to for motivation, like music wise?
I'm really into jazz.
Okay.
I'm really into Ornette Coleman. I'm into.
Does it like get you going though?
No, I don't need to. I think sometimes with me, I'm always going.
Yeah.
I'm always like rambunctious to really bust, and so I think sometimes for me the focus is almost like I need to hear that. I need to hear that jazz. I need to hear that. Yeah, I need to hear that, because that, to me, I'm listening to somebody else go crazy, calms me down. And then it's like, oh shit, I'm not the only one who's crazy.
No, we all are.
Yeah.
Any of you who are becoming entrepreneurs, I want you to know, if you're not crazy yet, because you haven't pulled the trigger, you're on your way to a very crazy lifestyle. It's literally a jazz song in your head all day long of all of the things that you need to do. And if you know anything about jazz, you know that it doesn't really have a beat to it. It's here, it's there. It's the one sort of genre that you can't really dance to.
You can. You have to learn how to maneuver.
You also have to have a free spirit to dance to jazz. You have to just be.
There's no constructive.
Yes.
There's not one way
to do it, and that's what entrepreneurship is. I hadn't figured out how we got on jazz, but now it makes sense. That is what entrepreneurship is everywhere. You just have to get in where you fit in.
Like, I've learned about podcasting this week.
Okay.
In the last 2 days. listening to other people's podcasts and figure out how do we become a number one podcast? You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people out here who are doing great things.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Wealthy Women's event coming up that we're both going to attend. There's, what's his name, who's doing great and doing...
Terry.
Terry's a great
Terry
influencer.
Griffin. Oh, my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? They're great.
He ran a challenge recently, and I'm going to mention it when we get to our challenge for you, but he ran a challenge like a couple months ago about recording your pitch daily. Just your 2-minute pitch and getting comfortable. And I did that for about 30 days. I got some bloopers. I might post them, right? But getting comfortable and saying what you do in 2 minutes.
There you go. I hopped on Von's from KML, Big Von, his weekly podcast, and that was amazing. That was amazing. It was amazing. We talked, talk dude shit, talked about Puff Daddy situation, you know what I mean? But the vibe, the energy was there.
Is he going to jail?
Oh, very much so. You know what I mean? He's done some things that no one should be allowed to do to anyone, you know what I mean? But, money and power and his sexual situations. I mean, we all got fetishes, right?
I think his sexual fetishes.
We all got fetishes. It's just you're not Puff Daddy. So this
exactly. But not only you're not Puff Daddy, it's so many people doing so many more, so much more.
But if you told your bedroom shit, people would think you were weird.
I'm not going to jail for nothing I do in the bedroom. That's a fact. But what I know, Paul. But the point.
Some people like kinky shit.
This is my point. Is, for instance, there are women right now, today, being abused at home by their husbands who will not get the same satisfaction as Cassie is getting on the stand. Now, we did not come to talk about Diddy. I'm just saying that there's...
But Cassie played the role, though.
Okay, I'm not going to get into
it.
Okay, we're moving on. The point is why...
Free Diddy.
Wait. That's free Diddy. Free Cosby. Free them all. Free the boys. Nonetheless...
What are the boys?
All of them. That's in jail.
R. Kelly should stay his ass in jail, though.
Listen, the point is, why do we wait? You said, I don't remember what you said, but I think that I have waited on some ideas because of perfectionism, wanting to what do they say, have all your ducks in a row. Mm-hmm. I think that there has been, honestly, some procrastination, and that is for sure slowed me down on launching Venice's business with her.
What, money slow you down? That seems like a number one reason why people slow down.
I think that money slows you down if you're afraid to take a risk. Because I'll risk it all. So money don't really, I will literally risk it all.
I don't risk it all, but because there's so much money out there to endure and to have. So,
I know it's going to come back. So that's my mindset about money. I don't have scarcity.
So there will be you have no fear.
No, I have other fears of.
Like what?
Maybe it's not going to work. Or maybe I'm not the person for it. Or.
What if it doesn't work?
And I'm really just saying that because those are not the fears. You might be right. I might not have fear, but I have procrastination. I have had procrastination in the past. But when it comes to pulling the trigger, I normally just pull the trigger.
I'm like a runaway chicken. I'm like, you let me out the cage, I'm going. So I need structure.
Yeah.
So when I meet people with structure, like meeting you with structure.
Yeah.
We're a great partnership because you provide structure.
But it slows me down with execution. Because I am I need 6 weeks before the date.
Right.
Like, I need...
Yeah, I need 6 hours.
You need 6 hours, bro. It's like we're having an event on Tuesday, and it's a Monday.
And there'll be 500 people here.
And I'm like, I need 6 weeks to properly prepare to post poster.
We battle that.
To do the event link, to have enough lead time to get the crowd in, to have, so that's another reason why people wait. And so we want to give you 5 reasons on why you should not wait to pull the trigger on the idea that has been sitting in your head, that you wrote on a post-it, that you shared to your closest friends, or maybe you've only shared it to yourself in your inside thoughts. But it's time to pull the trigger. And
right. I say if you're my 3 things it is.
Here go his 3 things, and we got a list of 5.
Look,
so when we say structured,
I mean, I'm just saying within. No, we're doing the 5, but if you're stupid, some people are stupid. Okay. Some people are stupid in business. Some people do stupid shit.
For sure, I've done stupid shit in business.
I try not to do stupid shit in business.
But sometimes it happens.
I've tried not to. I really focus. And then some people are just dumb. And I use these words because these are words that people are scared of. I use these type of words because people are like, I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. You know what I mean? Sometimes I use the word motherfucker before I say dumb. Motherfucker, are you dumb? Motherfucker, are you stupid? But because I'm really pinpointing, like, yes, you could be ignorant to the fact, or you're blind, or you need education, or let's see how we can help this person. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not saying that, I want to hurt somebody's feelings, but I'm more so upfront and roguish about things that come out my mouth, and then I get structure.
Yeah.
I get it from you.
Yeah.
Because you tend to work on you give me structure. So therefore I don't have to be like.
I think the difference though is that I spent a lot of years corporate.
And I did not.
And you did not.
No.
And there is not a good thing or a bad thing. It's
right.
just different things.
I wanted to be corporate though.
Yeah.
I really did.
Me too.
I wanted the, the VA, the masters, you know what I'm saying? After achieving those things, and I wanted a job and, 40 hours. And then I woke up, I was like, man, I'll piss on you. I don't want I don't piss on you. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't want that anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
You know what I mean? I just didn't want it. And then when I started making money,
then you realized.
And I was like, rise, Clyde.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I didn't really, that wasn't enjoyable. I'm so much of a free spirit.
Yeah.
And I understand that, I understand finance. I understand that 1 + 1 is 2 and that we need money to really, you know what I'm saying?
That's literally it. So for the people who tell you, because I think it's a common thing, you don't need money. Money isn't everything.
Wouldn't you call them dumb?
And stupid.
No, I told you my words would come back.
But nonetheless.
When I said those 2 words a minute ago, your eyebrows were like, you shouldn't call anybody stupid. You shouldn't call nobody dumb. No, some people are dumb.
Yes, they will tell you that to trick you out of your position. They will tell you that to trick you out of achieving the things that you deserve. They will have you thinking that only the people who have money deserve it, and that's just not the case. So, back to our little bit of structure. Our 5
things.
Our 5 reasons on why you should pull the trigger right now. Number 1 is momentum. Because while it's hot, while it's fresh, we did it right here with Elevated Conversations. Speaking of which, this episode is inspired by the momentum that carried you to the second location of WikiDecox. It was my birthday in March. Mm-hmm. You came to the celebration. Mm-hmm. You saw the vacant building with the for lease sign. My birthday is in March. This episode is being recorded in May. Mm-hmm. Already signed the lease, already outfitted the space, just got the signage done today. That's a
motivation.
Momentum and motivation.
Yeah, momentum. I'm sorry, momentum, motivate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, I saw it and I jumped on it like I do everything else.
You have to do that. You have to jump on it.
If you don't, somebody else will.
Scared money don't make money.
Come on.
And if you're a gambler, you know that you have to take a risk. And that's what this is about. I'm
taking a $200,000 risk right now.
Listen, and your risk doesn't have to be $200,000. But when you're ready to risk your $220 and turn the $220 into $480, then you work your way up to the $220,000 risk, but it's all a risk, and you have to start somewhere, and you need to do it while you still have the momentum.
Ask me if I'm scared.
Are you scared?
No. I am.
There's a reason why you're not scared, though.
Because I've been through the process before.
Yeah, that.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm nervous sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm unpredictable sometimes. I'm untouchable sometimes. So those type of, my demeanor leads me to the point where this is going to happen regardless of this person. I've had two major investors pull out, not because of me or the brand, but just because their own personal assets. You know what I'm saying? And finding new investors, which is in the bucket, and you know what I'm saying, and revisiting things that we talk about. Giving me structure.
Yeah.
And I like that. As I grow, I'm looking for structure. I'm actually crying out for structure. That's why I jumped on you, because you provide structure. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? But you have that, we have that dynamic, you know what I mean? So I'm happy with that. I need that dynamic across the board, especially the type of person that I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the type of person that I am, I can be controlled by unconditional situations. And what I mean by that is that I'm willing to listen, I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to step back and be humble about my brands, about my relationship, about who I am as a man, and figuring out who Tyranny is in this next level. Because if I have two, which is more than one, and then this money starts rolling around, and then everybody is happy, you're happy, I'm happy, the brand is happy. You know what I'm saying? These are the 5 W's of the things that, what, when, where, and why. And you know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I'm saying? All these things matter. And sometimes I need to step back and do what you do, and sometimes be quiet.
Be quiet. Be quiet. I think if you're listening, just be quiet. Like, just take.
Shut up, bitch.
Just take a moment and be quiet. Did you ever play any sports? Did you play sports?
I played tennis.
Tennis. Oh, say that's a good one. So, how does momentum carry you in tennis? Right? Like, it's tennis. You have to. I mean, I don't play sports, but
tennis taught me love.
You can't. But did it teach you on the topic of momentum? Right, you already got to be going where the ball is going.
You got to hit that. That ball's coming to you. You got to hit it back. Period. That's the momentum. Period. And then,
the ball is coming to you. You have to hit it back. That's the piece. That's step number one. Is have to let the momentum carry you.
Right. I mean, and I didn't mean love like love. I meant love like the game of tennis is 40 love. Love 40, love 15. Love is the beginning, and you have to have a beginning. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To have momentum, you know what I'm saying? Because but then that's an expectation. Yeah. An expectation is always, once I put it out there, I expect it to come back. And sometimes it doesn't come back. Or somebody put a drop shot, and I got to run towards the net. And I'm like, God damn it. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is like, wait a minute. So I hit it back, and I hit it back over there. And then it goes, you know what I mean? So
that was perfect what you just said, though. You hit the ball, and you're expecting it to come back.
I expect it to come back. But it doesn't necessarily.
It won't always happen, but those are your expectations.
Some people drop
the
ball where they want the ball to be.
Yeah.
And then as momentum, I chase the ball.
Yeah.
So if you drop it 10 feet in front of me, I'm there.
Yeah.
And then sliding to it, and I'm slicing it back over the neck.
And you can't be standing there locked knees waiting for it to come back. You gotta be ready to move.
Yeah, you gotta be in position.
And ready to move and be in position. That was a perfect example for what
business has to be in position. There are a lot of people who are not in position to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a Puffy or like certain people who are not in a position.
Yeah, and there's been times where opportunities have come for the weed lady to go to another state, and I just wasn't in position to do it.
Right.
And there was things that I could have already had in place to make it happen. So momentum is important, and make sure that you put yourself in a position to be able to to hit the ball when it comes back.
I think your calmness, what you've discovered, is really going to elevate your game.
I think so too.
And I think it's needed. It's needed for the people who are around you, so they can see the vulnerable sides of you. So people see the vulnerable side of me. I'm not just a rah business owner and been like, sometimes I cry too. Sometimes I get emotional. Sometimes my momentum is not as high as everybody thinks it should be. And I had to realize that just going home and sitting alone and being like, this is really about to go down. And you know what I mean? So here I am.
About to happen.
Here I am.
With a little momentum, we're launching the second Wicked Eating Dogs at one of the original Casper's locations.
That's big.
Oh, but that's huge.
I didn't know how big it was. You
didn't know until so more momentum. The Mercury picked it up.
The Oakland Tribune, the Mercury News, San Jose Mercury, CBS picked it up. So all these different outlets picked up the Winky Dinky Dog story for Oakland and for the WDDS Restaurant Investment Group.
And that's a consequence of having momentum and pulling the trigger and getting it done.
Have you ever had to slow down your momentum?
Yeah, for sure.
I've never been good at slowing down
right now.
That's the difference. Watching you do that, I'm like, I'm baffled. I'm like, how does somebody do that?
Because otherwise you're running around, my stepmom would say, like a chicken with its head cut off, and you're trying to force. What I am doing is not forcing things. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing. But I am going to speed this one up. Number 2 on the reasons why you should launch right now is that it speeds up the learning curve for you. Mm-hmm. And by that, I mean, I particularly learn quicker when I'm doing something versus researching and planning something. Today you had to learn about shipping art, freight shipping, right? Like you learned that in the midst of it. You didn't wait to be an artist and wait to sell art until you learned how to freight ship art, right? Like you learn in the process. And so one of the reasons why you need to pull the trigger is because some of this stuff you're not going to learn before you have to do it. It happens on the fly.
I mean, you can hate it or love it, you know what I mean? So some things in the definition of being successful, understand that there are failures in those type of pathways that you soon to discover, you know what I'm saying? So me being that underground or monotonous or the situation that needs to have clarity and and build it out, you know what I'm saying? I'm going through that now. I saw it. I wanted it. I got it. I'm going to build it. And there it is. And I've been blessed to have that type of consistency. I really think that I'm supposed to have everything that I want. And when I don't get it, sometimes I get frustrated. And sometimes I look for clarity. And if it's through my friends or my loved ones or somebody I care about, then hopefully that person can give me that as clarity, because sometimes I get blinded by my own vision. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? And it's fury. You know, some people call it blind fury. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So therefore I'm blinded by my own fury.
I wanted, and I need it to happen like this.
Or I need it to happen now. And everything doesn't have to happen now. No. And patience in a business, in building a business.
In anything.
Everything. You know what I mean? So, but you know, what we're talking about today, business, and have that, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm learning patience, and it's good patience, because sometimes I can get frustrated on patience. Mm-hmm. Why you do that?
I know. No, I know. So
I can't do that. That's fucked up. So that's because I work my ass off, and so it's like,
I think because once you get to a level of whatever that level is in your life, and you know what you want, then you just expect for it to happen.
Right.
And sometimes it's not about what you want because there's other variables. And so nonetheless, step number 2 was you learn while you're doing it. So pull the trigger. Don't wait till you become an expert in whatever it is you're trying to do. I don't care if you are opening a new mobile detailing. When I opened the detailing business, I kid you not, I had no idea how to detail a car. but I didn't wait to like go to a training or learn. I booked my first car, and it took me like 4 hours on what I thought should have been an hour, right? So you learn. And so the point is pull the trigger, learn while you're on the job. The next one, which is my favorite, is a market test. So if you launch fast, you get feedback quicker. And the quicker you can get feedback, the quicker you can adjust things. So when you launch Winky Dink, I know you didn't start in the storefront. Where did it start?
In the streets.
In the street.
Mainly everything I've done is started in the streets. The people will be honest with you. You know
And if you went outside with nasty hot dogs,
you didn't have any customers.
you don't have no customers. And then you can go back and adjust.
Right.
So don't think that it has to be this grand building. That take it to the streets. I don't care what it is. Take to your friends and family. Next time before you're thinking about hosting a baby shower, host a shower for your business. Take it to the streets and get some real feedback. If you are selling dessert, go serve it to your local school or your friends. If you are about to open a barbershop, cut some hair first or whatever it is. Like whatever
I mean, you started, wait a minute, you started a charcuterie business.
Yeah.
And been successful. Yeah. And I've seen 2 or 3 events and the Weed Lady, very successful. How you've infused the two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
I take them both to the streets.
But you're a creative person, and a lot of people who are watching this podcast and looking at us are not as creative as us. They don't understand what it takes and what you've been through.
I did not want to go to the streets. And this is why that's my favorite on the list, is because I launched the Weed Lady as the #1 gift shop for the Weed Lady in your life online. And I thought launching it online was all that I needed to do. And I sat at home for about 2 years thinking of everything I could do, run more ads, do more posts, blah, blah, blah. And then I took it to the streets. I literally started doing brand activations, set up at the lake, and the money starts flowing. I'm selling more merch. My online sales have gone up. I host events, particularly to bring my product to the streets. And it was a game changer for me.
I think that's what you need to do for the brand. It's just, you keep pushing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if it makes you 800,000, 400,000 to $1 million, you know what I mean? Then the expectation, like my expectation for my brands are all to just feed my family and feed my family's family. You know what I mean? So now I'm thinking that at 54 years old, you know what I'm saying? So learning how to invest into my wealth so it can affect my health, you know what I'm saying? Or invest in my health so it can affect my wealth, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, those are the things that I've learned in the last 72 hours is just really like, wow, like I'm learning and I'm battling some of it because who I've been my whole life has always been now, right now. Like, go, come on, go. Are you stupid? Trust me. I've talked to people who I shouldn't have talked to, disrespectful, just for the simple fact it should be now. And if you're not doing it, if you're not doing the things to become successful, then get the fuck out of my way. You know what I'm saying? If we wanted to do a podcast, we did it. We're on our 3rd episode.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? So
it doesn't take that. The point is, it doesn't take that much planning and that much talking. You just get up and do it. And if you want to launch a podcast, get your phone out, because I also have a podcast that I record straight from the house in my bedroom. The first episode I recorded in my pajamas. That's how dedicated I was to getting the first episode out. And then I looked at it.
I want to see that.
It's there because I didn't take it down. And then I looked
in your pajamas.
in my pajamas. Okay, it's a Grind Time podcast. And then I was like, girl, you're looking crazy.
Right.
But the point is, pull the trigger, don't wait. And I wouldn't have known, because there's people who do podcasts, like there's a bonnet series, this lady who's got like all these followers, and she does her podcast in a bonnet. So my idea was, I record the Grind Time podcast at the end of the night. It's usually around midnight, 1 a.m. when I'm done grinding for the day. And then I just record the things that I've done that day, the things that I've checked off my to-do list. And so my idea was to just show up as I am. Because who's finna get dressed at 1 a.m. to record this piece? But if I had not have recorded the first episode in my pajamas, I would have never known that it looked ridiculous. So the point is, pull the trigger and test the market.
And
put some clothes on.
And build things in your pajamas.
And don't do the shit in your pajamas, because I needed to pick my titties up. So number 4. TMI. But that episode is still there. Grind time. Turn your to-do list into your did list. Number 4. Fear does not always go away. So if fear is keeping you from pulling the trigger, I'm here to tell you, fear does not leave the building.
Fear should show up as a big ass word. We'll ask one of our producers to put fear right over our face.
It's not going to leave.
Nah, I don't face fear anymore.
You don't face fear because your courage has got louder than your fear. Your self-talk is louder than your fear. Your actions louder than your fear.
I'm fearless.
You're fearless because of the things that you have created to be louder than the fear. And so you at home just have to be louder than the fear. It's literally...
She's good.
It's literally... It's I'm doing this...
What is your fear? Losing?
No, my fear is not setting my child up for success.
Okay.
I think that's the thing that I'm most afraid of.
I'm the opposite.
Is that she'll get to 18 and I don't have college paid for. Because when I turned 18, life was laid out for me.
Yeah, but you are blessed in a different way. Is that what you want for your daughter?
And that's what I want for her.
I think that's going to happen.
I think so too. Because one thing I'm going to do is grind. But that's what I fear. But...
They both going to be working for Winky D.
I'm trying to tell you. But I have to get louder than that because you just experienced what fear did to me. It stressed me the hell out.
Oh, boy, she was on one.
An angry bird, right?
Man.
I'm looking around and I'm like, all of this is falling apart.
I didn't want to be around you.
That's good. Because to be honest, I mean,
that's not necessarily. That's not necessarily true.
And so you have to get louder than the fear. We talked about this at the beginning of the episode. Some things that I've done to get louder than the fear. I'm hot yoga. I'm at the spa.
I went fishing.
You went fishing.
Didn't catch that.
Time. I'm not surprised. Fishing is not. You feel me?
It was boring.
Fishing is not one of those things.
It was boring.
You have to get louder than the fear. I am listening to a lady called Mel Robbins.
I know Mel Robbins.
I know Mel Robbins. Yeah. And she told me, I feel like she told me directly, but if you listen to her, she told you too. She said, look for the hearts. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, if it's in the clouds, if it's on a leaf, if it's on just anywhere when you're outside, look for the hearts. And the point of that was because what you are actively looking for, the universe will return to you. And
now that I said in the beginning?
Possibly.
Okay.
But it wasn't Mel Robbins.
Yes.
Yeah. And I went out that very next morning and a big rig drove past me with a big old heart. And so I spent a few weeks looking for hearts. And now I'm biblically looking for the light. And so I say, get louder than your fear. Look for the hearts, look for the light, look for the opportunity, but kill the negative vibes. Because it affects the people around you. He didn't want to talk to me.
No, I've never not wanted to talk to you. I made sure that I was calling you night and day. Don't give me that.
He told me to put my big girl panties on, stop crying, get your shit together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't got my shit together.
Big girl panties? Oh, welcome to Elevated Conversations.
Conversations where we tell you to put your big girl panties on. Funny story I'll insert.
What?
When I was in jail, me and my mom always had that thing like, stop crying, put your big girl panties on. So
Mama would tell you that?
Yeah. So, and I would tell her that. And so I ordered, like, from commissary, the biggest pair of panties they had. And I'm talking about, them drawers came out like this big. And then I mailed them to her. So, like,
does she still have them?
I don't know. They were clean. It was a fresh pair.
That's nasty.
But nonetheless, that's the point. Get your big girl panties.
They even make big girl panties like that?
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's.
Or put what they used to say for the men, like pull your bootstraps up.
I didn't like wearing boots.
The point is, get it
Yeah.
together. Put your gun in your
Yes.
holster and pull the trigger. And last but not least, opportunity doesn't last forever. Is there any ideas that you had where the trends have just shifted and then it didn't make sense anymore?
Yes. I try not to let trends dictate my outcome
Mm-hmm.
or situations, but things do change,
Mm-hmm.
and things change because they change, and you have sometimes you can't fix everything. You will lose your mind if you can. Now you can try if that's the type of person you are. It all depends on the type of person you are. The type of person that I am, I give 150%, and then I kind of like, okay, I need something back.
Mm-hmm.
And when I don't get anything, then I'm like, damn, what do I get in return on some of the people who I involve myself with? I want to be able to, and I want to pour into you, and I need you to pour into me. And even in business, I need my business to pour back into me. So I build it to where I overflow the cup. And sometimes I overflow the cup to certain individuals who I rock with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I overflow them, and sometimes they drown or they can't drink that much, or it's just too much for them to equate what's really going on. You know what I mean? So sometimes I have to be careful watering my plants. And I'm learning that because I have 2 babies now.
Oh, God, look at
Plants.
Plant Daddy.
Plant daddy.
Plant
Hey.
Daddy over there.
Plant daddy.
Oh.
Hey. But anyway, I've learned that even taking care of my plants. I bought a spray bottle. She doesn't need to. Both of them, they don't need.
They're both she's.
They're both girls.
Okay. He's had these plants for 3 weeks.
Don't worry about who I love. These are my girls. Yeah,
They're beautiful.
we bought these plants together, so
They're bought them, and I tried to resell them. I was like, "You bought them
she's
for 30.
trying to sell our
Oh,
children.
it's 60 right now."
Anyway, it's
Price
keeping me
tag.
calm. Thank you very much.
We out here flipping plants.
Right. No, she's flipping plants. I am using them for research for Tyranny Allen to become a better person.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it.
I will say that since you showed me your plants and your spray bottle, I took all mine outside for fresh air, and because all my plants have been dying, but it's a reflection of my attitude.
Mines are like
Thriving.
We love you, Dad.
We're going to get that spider plant.
Yes, that's the next.
The next plant.
I think we should go shopping for a new house.
What?
We need to go shopping for a new house.
Let's go shopping for a plant.
No, I want to go shopping for a house.
Step number 5. The opportunity won't last forever. I wonder how many of those people who were like, I'm going to make masks or sell masks during the pandemic, and then you just waited so long.
You gonna make what?
Like, I'm saying, like, all the businesses that came from the pandemic that were thriving businesses during that.
Name one. I don't know what you're talking about.
The people who were making, like,
masks.
the decorative masks.
Oh, yeah, that's bullshit.
But it wasn't at the moment. I bought so many. I got so many.
You got sucked into that.
I mean, I was wearing a mask. I don't want you. I will put on a mask now. I don't even.
Why?
I want you to be quiet, and I don't want you to breathe on me.
Damn, all that.
I've been places. I've seen things. But the point is, if you have an idea, the world could shift, and that idea is no longer valid. But you could have made some money while it was valid. So opportunity doesn't last forever. That's the 5 reasons why you should pull the trigger. I'm gonna run them back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna run them back for you real quick. I lost them though. I'm not gonna lie.
That's all right. It's only a recorded episode. Thousands of people are listening.
That's okay. It's here. Oh, number 1, momentum. Your action builds confidence.
Yep.
Number 2, the speed of learning. You learn more from doing than you do planning.
Wow.
Number 3, market test. Launch fast. Get feedback quicker. 4, fear does not go away. You just need to get louder. Your courage is louder than your fear. And number 5, opportunity will not last forever because trends do shift. Anything else that you would like to add to the list of why you should not sit on your ideas? That's a no?
No, I think you hit it on the head. You did very good today. I'm very proud of you.
Call me QB Evelyn, okay?
Who?
Quarterback.
Oh, I was like quarterback. What you talking about?
You
My bad. I'm
don't
sorry.
play.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
So we are adding this new segment, the advisory board. He is slowly coming on to this advisory board idea.
Hey, let me tell you.
This is an idea that I'm pulling the trigger on.
Evelyn, when she want to do something, let me tell you something. She does it. Did there, and you have to be there to be like, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, and did it.
Yes,
because
ma'am.
I think that it's very important that you have an advisory board.
Who's on your advisory board besides me?
Besides you,
I am the advisory board.
I have a couple. It depends on where I'm at and what I'm doing. When I'm talking about my cannabis, I have a few.
Yeah,
people.
I'm not on that board.
Right, I've got Eric Washington, Jason Washington, and Ramon Garcia. Those are like solid cannabis advisory board people that I lean on, chat with. I'm looking for some sales advisory in the cannabis space. But yeah, when I'm talking about growing a brand, when I'm talking about what it looks like, I'm on the phone with this guy almost every night. And I need a parenting advisory board, but that's a whole nother thing. But the point is...
No, you don't.
I think it is important that you have people that you can lean on for this entrepreneurial... You said it at the beginning.
So like...
Google.
Mentors are great.
Get you one.
I mean... on the next episode, I want to bring some mentors in, people who are mentors other than ourselves.
Yep.
Mentors saved my life.
Yep.
I'm also a mentor for other people. You know what I'm saying? And I think being around like-minded individuals
so important.
It's everything.
No, it is the game changer.
It's everything to be around somebody that can energize you more than what you can energize yourself.
Yeah. And if you're sitting in a space where no one in your world is even thinking about executing an idea, then you need to get you an advisory board. And that's what I'm hoping that we become for you, that you drop your questions, your concerns in the comments, and that during this segment of the show, we will answer them, you directly, and we will become your new advisory board. So since I don't have a question from the audience today, because this is our first time doing this, I am going to start with a question for you. And if you have one for me. But when you are needing advice for Wiki Think Dogs, who do you call? And how have they helped?
One of my advisory board members is Rob, who is my brother from another mother, who also owns a couple of brands, restaurants. And so I give him a call probably about twice a month about how to run operations. You're on my advisory board as far as how to communicate better in business. My father's on my advisory board because he's done these things. Shamar Moore is on my advisory board because we do business together and sometimes vibing. He does this thing where Shamar and I will talk for hours and he'll say, we don't give up. We don't give up. And we keep going and we keep going. And just two single mothers raising their sons was very important because our mothers never gave up. I mean, they passed away, but they never gave up on us. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my advisory board is those four individuals who are right in front of me. Now, I look up to certain individuals, you know what I'm saying, that who move me. I think, you know, Pierre restaurant, Smelly, Chef Smelly, Chris Rochelle, who else? There's a plethora of great entrepreneurs who I just think that are just, you know what I'm saying, like incredible. You know what I'm saying? My brother who's doing the Oakland Festival coming up that we're doing our podcast at live. The Lake Fest. My brother, man, love him to death. He's one on my advisory board. There's my brother Gary, who's on my advisory board. My brother Lamar, who's on my advisory board, who keeps me in the pocket. So, you know what I mean? We have advisory boards, and I think that's I know now what you're talking about, advisory boards, that's like, oh shit.
It's important.
It is.
Because I think so many people are caught up in guarding their idea that they don't want to invite other opinions in.
Right.
And the truth is, you cannot be afraid of those opinions because those opinions exist. And I'd rather run my idea across 10 people that I trust than skipping over the 10 people and running it to public. And now you're on the internet and people are saying this product sucks, you're trash, you're a terrible business owner. Run it by your advisory board. And if you don't have one, find us on YouTube and where all other podcast platforms. And we're not the only ones. I just want you to get it in your mind of asking people for their advice, for their opinions. Don't be afraid of other people's opinions. I love a good opinion.
Yeah, I've been listening to more podcasts because you put it out there that you do, and so I kind of like last week I've been listening to a lot more podcasts.
I don't know people.
I think our podcast is great.
I think it's
amazing.
amazing.
Us coming from Oakland and being an entrepreneurs and having like-minded individuals around us on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? It's just important for us to keep growing, just as humans.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Business is always going to be there. Come on, guys. Like, keep being creative. You know, never stop dreaming.
That's all this is. It's a dream.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm a huge dreamer. So, you know what I mean? I chase my dreams.
Yeah.
I'm a dream chaser.
Yeah.
And I want everything that I want, I've set in my mind, like, I'm going to have that. And there's no questions if, when, and I'm learning patience.
Yeah.
Some of my brands and some people around me have taught me patience.
Yeah.
And even though I might not agree with it, it is allow me to smell the roses.
Yeah.
You know, last week I did something that I haven't done in so long. I sent myself roses, long stem roses. And I posted them on my timeline. A lot of people were like, who sent you roses? Who sent you roses? I sent myself roses.
I buy myself roses every week.
See, that's good.
So I
bought you for around.
Yeah, but I buy them every week so I can put them in my bathtub.
There you go. Oh.
Or
big draw shit.
I'm not having a bath without rose petals. I'll sprinkle them for myself. Sprinkle them for yourself if you must, because it's rose petals in every bath.
I don't have a bathtub.
We're house shopping.
Yeah,
so we have a challenge for the listeners, and this is going to be my favorite part because I'm going to attempt to have a challenge for you.
What's our challenge?
Call to action for you.
What?
He wants to know what the challenge is. Like, we don't do this together.
I don't know, babe.
I know. No, the challenge is this week for you to pull the trigger on an idea within the next 48 hours of listening to this podcast. We want you to do something that pulls the trigger on your idea. And before we started, I asked you, what's like one thing that you could do? If you had an idea today, what's one thing you could do within 48 hours?
What'd I say? I forgot. Sorry.
Buy the domain.
Oh,
check the domain.
Yeah.
Go to GoDaddy.
Check your assets.
Check your assets. GoDaddy.com and just see if your idea even exists. We're launching the ice cream cart for Venice. I think I bought 5 different domains just while I'm playing with the idea. Something else that you could do to pull the trigger is to practice your 2-minute pitch. In 2 minutes, continuously recording yourself of what it is that you're doing. Hi, my name is Evelyn. I'm the owner of The Weed Lady, the owner and founder of The Weed Lady. We offer products for the high functioning consumer, grind time, boss time, and break time. Cannabis products that meets you where you are on your grind. That's what I do. That's what The Weed Lady does. So be able to say that in 2 minutes in whatever room that you are in. That's something that you could do in the next 48 hours. What else can you do in 48 hours?
Just love you. That's all I want to do.
That's all you want to do?
If I do that, then I'm good.
So the point is we want you to do something.
No. I think consistency. Stay consistent and do something that involves patience. People out there that are like-minded like myself, learn patience. Let your woman guide you. Let your friends guide you. Let your brand guide you. Let your heart guide you. Let your body guide you. Let your mind guide you. And learn how to be fluid, like water. Your cup is never half empty. It can be half full. You have to accept it. And I'm learning that. And It's difficult. It's difficult. It's been the last 2 weeks. It's been difficult, but with consistent and great people around me and people that I love, and the ambitions that I have, and just talking to God and providing me, you know what I'm saying, my passage, then I'm okay, and everything will be great,
Yep.
if not greater.
Tell 3 friends about your idea this week in the next 48 hours.
Just
Whatever
three.
you do,
If you have 3
we
friends.
want to have evidence of. I had a therapist once, and I said something like, "Oh, I want to be healthier. That's my goal." And she goes, "Okay, by evidence of. What evidence do you have to show that you want to be healthier?" Okay, I ate this today, or I didn't do this today. So by what evidence do you have to show us that you have pulled the trigger? So whether you told 3 friends, whether you bought your domain, we want to see it in the comments. Hashtag pulled the trigger.
Or hashtag elevated
conversations OAK. And we're going to be watching for it because we want to applaud you and congratulate you on pulling the trigger on your idea this week.
Let's do something different right now.
Well, let's do it.
Who you want on the next podcast? In our reach.
A 3rd microphone?
We had that, babe. We got 5 microphones.
Why don't you talk about that? Because I got a good list.
Who you want?
Right
Who
now.
you want? Who would you want right now? I can call right now. We can go live. Just who you want? Fab?
No. I'm not. No offense.
Sorry,
I didn't mean to say
Fab.
like
She's
that.
like, no.
But if I'm thinking immediately
Shamar?
in my head, no, she's not even in your call. I would probably call her first.
Why are you hating? What?
I'm not hating because
No,
in my
hating?
head, who I am inspired by right now is
Who?
Elegance Treats.
Who is it?
Exactly. She's a sophomore in high school, and she just launched her dessert. And she's been doing desserts for a few years, but I'm watching this young lady, and she's just
What's her? Who is she? Tell the people.
Her name is Elegance. She's a sophomore.
Elegant?
Elegance.
Her name is Elegance.
Her name is Elegance, Chef Smelly's daughter.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Her name is Elegant?
Her name, and she's a
Oh,
beautiful.
snap. I saw her on the video.
And she's doing her desserts right now. And I've watched her as a young child step into her entrepreneurial role. And so I'm just so pleased to see her coming back to it. That would be on my list.
I saw that.
And why is she on my list? Because that's what I'm doing with Venice. And so I just want to make sure that I'm creating a space where we are making space for high school entrepreneurs.
All right, cool. I mean, our kids are high school. I mean, our kids are young entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's empower them.
I want to empower the hell out of them.
I think that's good. That should be our next podcast. Have the youth on.
Yeah, maybe.
Have a bunch of youth who want to talk about branding.
Yeah.
Have like 3 individuals.
Or at least ask them why they're doing it.
Okay.
Because I know for my kid, it's concert tickets. So.
Who? What?
Like her thing is she wants to buy concert tickets.
Oh, yeah.
So baby gotta sell some desserts.
Hey.
But nonetheless, thank you
for listening to Elevated Conversations.
It was a great episode.
Episode 3, we're great. We want to thank our staff, our film director, our producer, our engineer, my little brother. We want to say thank you, man, and God bless. And anything else you want to say?
That's it. If you liked this episode, you are sure to like the previous and the next one to come. So subscribe,
leave
like,
comments.
Comment.
If you're on Instagram, which you are, leave comments below.
Leave comments.
You know what I'm saying? How cute I am.